my demons and ghoulies, welcome back. We're here with another art video. I wanted to... I've got a lot to talk about for this video. I guess I wanted to start off by saying that half of this picture was actually made with Blender. I got some assets from, I think it's Megascans, I think. There's a bunch of free assets that you can get from there. Stick them in Blender, pose them, shift them around, and then I used Design Doll to pose the character and then just basically put in an image instead of the model themselves, because I'm not allowed to do that with the free version. And then just draw over top. And this is actually a really good way to make a background, because especially for this piece, I blurred out, not blurred out, but I blurred a bit of the background, so it's, you can sort of fudge it a little bit, and there's not much, like, corrective work I have to do. I don't really have to paint over it, I just have to put, like, an overlay layer to put the color on there and make it look really nice in the way I want it to. But, since this is a fae, and it's a fae garden, and fae are known to be rather tricky little creatures, and you'll see some sort of hints toward that in this piece. Can you find them? I wanted this piece to be very cute, but also have very small undertones of something mischievous afoot. But yes, because there's fae are tricky, I wanted to talk about something that has been happening a lot more frequently to me in my career, and that is scams. Art scams, art commission scams, and I feel like the two and two, they tie in together. It works, right? So, I have been experiencing a lot of people trying to scam me of money, trying to get money from me through art commissions. Really, more frequently in the past, I would say like 6 months, and they're all, for the most part, pretty noticeable. So I will get a message on ArtStation or Instagram, and they're like, hey, are your commissions available? And I'm like, oh yes, would you like some art? And they're like, oh, I would love art of my son or my dog. And I'm like, well, I don't really do people portraits, but I'm willing to hear it out. And they're like, here is a picture of my son, dog, family. I am willing to pay you $300 for this. And I'm like, okay, that's a really odd number off the bat, but that's not bad. But at this point, once they say, I'm willing to pay $300 for a picture of my dog, family, son, I'm like, okay, this is probably a scam. And I'm still willing to hear them out. I want to know within a shadow of a doubt that this is in fact something that will do damage to me financially. So I say, okay, sure. How would you like to pay for that? Because I never say, you know, because my payment is through PayPal only. It works for me. It works great. I can keep track of everything. But, you know, to keep them on their toes, I say, how do you want to pay? And a lot of them say, I would like to pay with, like a check or a bank transfer, or one of them was even like, well, this is a picture for my son's birthday, so I'm going to be taking the money out of my son's, like, trust fund account, and I will give you the money through that, but it can only be accessed, like, once every so often by us, because it is his account and not ours, his parents. It's like, excuse me? Like, that sounds pretty weird. And then I really wanted to go through with it with one of them, because they were like, I would like a picture of my son and Spider-Man. And I was like, okay. Drew some pictures for them, and they picked it out. And then that's when they had said they're gonna pay through this son's trust fund account, and they have to write a check for it. And they were like, oh no, I wrote the check for $3,000, not $300. Oh no, I cannot rewrite this check. Can I give you the $3,000 and then you pay me the remainder? so that way you have the 300 and I get the rest of the money back? And it's like, ha ha ha, no. Absolutely not. That is called a scam, and that is fraud. And they were saying, well, we can't rewrite the check and we can't access the money again. We can only do it every so often because it's his account. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a scam. I was like, no. And they, right before I could report them, unfortunately, they deleted their account off of, I think that was ArtStation. So they were gone forever. So I've had something like that, and then I've had a couple very similar ones on Instagram who I've just stopped. And I'm like, hey, you're a scam, bye. And then just reported them, and then I'm done. But however, the most recent one, this is really unfortunate, and there's still a part of me holding out a bit of hope that this is not a scam. But I think when you hear the story, you'll say, that sounds pretty sketchy. I had someone approach me on Fur Affinity, which is majorly a furry website, because yes, in fact, I do furry art. And I'm just trying to network and broaden my audience a little bit. You know, pretty harmless. And I got someone on there asking, can I commission you? I've seen your commission sheet and I know what I'd like. Are they open? And I said, well, yes, they are open. They said, cool, can I contact you on Discord? And I was like, yeah, it's definitely a lot easier to talk through there. So I get in contact with them and they want a character design. Sure thing, no problem. This person is so nice. They're like, here is another drawing of the character design that I sort of want. Obviously, I'm going to change a couple things. They were like, I want them to have this skin tone and this color for their hair and their clothes. And if you could add a couple of designs like these and this pose, that would be great. And I was like, oh, this person's like prepared. And they're like, I've been commissioning people for a long time. I always like to compensate them, and I might have you be like a recurring artist because I really enjoy your work and you're very quick. And I'm like, oh, thanks, that's so nice. And at this point, I'm like hyped up. And I'm doing the design. It's really nice. And we get to, I send her the sketch. I send them the sketch. I don't even actually know if it's a girl. I send them the sketch. And then I receive a screenshot of their email, I think. And it looks like a PayPal receipt saying that they paid, because a ref sheet, for those of you who don't know, I charge about $80 for a turnaround on character design, which is pretty good because you get a front and a back and like little bitty details, which is always nice. And they said that they sent $135, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so nice. Thank you so much for the tip. And so, of course, after I had sent the invoice and they had sent that back to me, I was like, this kind of doesn't look like a typical PayPal receipt, but I checked my PayPal account anyways, and it says that there has been no money in my account and that the invoice has not been paid. And my heart would kind of sank a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, they're in Japan, because they say that they're in Japan, and the receipt that they had sent is in Japanese, and I could see that the amount paid was in yen, and there has been like a couple of their personal details crossed out, and I tell them, it's like, I don't see the money in my account. They're like, but the money in my bank account is gone. What do you mean? And I said, oh no, maybe there's an issue, and it was over the weekend, it was right before Easter, so I figure maybe it's the weekend, maybe it's conversion rates, maybe it's the fact that there's Easter, that it's a Sunday. Let's give it a day. And they're like, okay, cool. They were like, even went so far as to say, like, I don't want to see the finished art until I know you have been paid. They had thought the money had gone through, and they had asked for revisions thinking that the money had gone through, but I told them no, so they said no. I don't want to see the art. I want to make sure that you get paid. And so they had said that they were willing to contact PayPal and try to get this sorted out, and I contact PayPal to get it sorted out, you know, because I want to be able to help my clients as much as I can, and I should help. And I contact them, and PayPal basically straight up says that they just haven't paid. That it says it's pending, but that the client hasn't paid. They haven't accepted the invoice. And so I said, well, they said that they've been paid, and I sent them the sort of receipt that they had sent me to PayPal, and they were like, we suggest that you contact your client and have your client contact us because maybe there's a chance that they paid the wrong person and we'll get it sorted out. And I said, okay, sure. And I tell them, and a day goes by without any word of their update. And I said, well, I'll just let it go by because, you know, maybe they're in school, maybe they're doing something. That's fine. And another day goes by and they say hello. And I said, hello, have you contacted PayPal about getting this sorted out? And then I still have, a day has passed since then, and I haven't heard anything from them. I have contacted a few other artists to see what they feel about this, and I have contacted previous clients who are also my friends to say, does this receipt look familiar to you at all? And a lot of them don't recognize it. A lot of the artists say that's probably a scam, which is a shame because I've never had someone try to scam me for art for free, quote unquote, rather than try and just take my money. So it's a shame, it's a bummer, but I guess the good news is that I am confident enough to tell this client, hey, regardless of whether you are scamming me or not, I am going to cancel this transaction for the safety of myself, and I'm going to hold on to this design, and I think I will be selling it. And it's a really, really lovely design. I'm so bummed that they couldn't take it. But I guess it's a lesson learned, you know? I'm trying to not be too stressed and not be too bummed about it, but I want to, half the reason I made this video was to urge people to really be careful about doing art commissions. Like, a lot of people will try to take advantage of you, and I know that there's artists out there who inevitably maybe ghost their clients or try to just get money from them and run without actually doing any of the art. So be careful who you talk to online. I really try to, with my methods of commissions, I try to give them a sketch and then I do not show them any further art until it has been paid. Going further into the future, I may simply just ask them, even before the sketch, to pay up like at least 50%. It's going to depend situation by situation. Returning clients, obviously, like, I know that you're going to pay, so I don't have an issue with that. But with new clients, I'm going to be a little more guarded going forward. But with that being said, I hope that you all had a lovely Easter. I know that was previous. I think this past weekend, by the time that this goes out. This piece actually means a lot to me because I worked really, really hard on it, and I think that this fae looks beautiful. I wanted them to be femme, but now to me they seem more androgynous, and I want to give them a name to sort of reflect the lovely, mischievous nature, but also that ethereal beauty. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I would love to hear them. And if you have any stories too about scammers and you would like to share, please do so. I want everyone to be well aware of the consequences that can come with stuff like this, and to help keep each other aware of what is a scam and what is not. What is a red flag and what is a green flag. That being said, I hope you all have a lovely day, night, or evening, and do something nice for yourself in the meantime. See you guys next time. Bye! I actually just wanted to give a very quick shout out to Spvwvky, Spvwvky, over on Ko-fi. I have found out that they do some really, really lovely music that is DMCA free. You can use on your streams, you can use on YouTube, and it's really, really good. You can go support them. I've tossed them a couple dollars myself, and in the spirit of trying to support each other and make sure we're all doing okay, I suggest you give them a look. Thanks. This video was made possible with the support of my patrons. $5 Ghoul shoutout goes to Lapis Dragon 01 and Kelly. Special shoutout goes to my $20 Demon tier patrons, Maybe Chai and Jay Loves. See you guys next time. Bye!